Hello friends, and welcome to Life in Envelopes. I am Jennifer Bleecher. In today's video, we are going to be closing out my budget for the 4th week of May and setting up my budget for the 5th week of May. We're also going to be stuffing some more in our month ahead binder. I'm so excited. And I am going to be doing a Q&A at the end of the video. There's some really interesting questions that came in this week that I'm looking forward to answering. So let's go ahead, jump in and do the budget, and I'll see you again at the end when it's time for the Q&A. Okay, so let's start with where we spent our money this week, starting with bills. So we had a couple of bills that came out this week. First of all, Netflix came out and that was $17. So, one of my viewers told me about a program through Libby. I think it's through Libby, but Libby is the library app where I get my audiobooks and my digital books. And they also have a video option. I'm not sure if it's through Canopy or Libby. But anyways, I signed up for that this week and I thought if it's good, then I will cancel Netflix and HBO. But it's not good. You're only allowed to check out 6 movies per month, and my family watches a lot more than that. Okay, also the Ames bill came out and that was $2.91. So we've decided to go ahead and keep Netflix and HBO for now. We might go down to one streaming service, but we're still in discussions about that. Okay, so debt. We had one payment to loan number 2 for $142. Loan number 2 is a debt consolidation loan. Okay, then moving on to to food. Sam's is one of them. We only spent $83 at Sam's this week. Yay! So that was really exciting. We usually spend $100 or more at Sam's, so that felt really good. And then we did spend $17 at Aldi. We also got some things from Ferry, but we had a Ferry gift card from one of our viewers that we used, so none of that came out of our budget this week. Moving on to gas, we put $20 in the tank, and that was perfect for this week. It was just what we needed. For miscellaneous, we didn't have any expensive spending. We did $30 this week, which was, let's see, that was 10 for Logan and 20 for David. I skipped my spending money and I put my spending money towards our getting a month ahead goal. I'm sure David would have too if I had checked with him early enough, but I didn't and he'd already spent his. But this week, he's decided to put his money towards the month ahead goal just like me. So that will be fun today. And then we didn't do any sinking funds. We're currently skipping sinking funds to get 1 month ahead. Okay, so let's take a look at our monthly budget. So we have 2 budgets. We have a monthly budget and then we have a week-to-week variable budget. The monthly budget is covered by my husband's paycheck. He's paid once a month. It's a fixed amount and his paycheck covers most of our fixed expenses. There are a few fixed expenses that we can't cover with his paycheck, so those are covered with mine, but we'll get to those in just a minute. Okay, so Netflix came out. We budgeted $17 and that's exactly what it was. And then our City of Ames bill came out. That's for water and electricity, and it was exactly what we budgeted, $2.91. Oh, cool, we are all done. Yeah, we only have 1 more week. This is one of those 5-week months for us, so, but we don't have any more fixed expenses coming out. Okay, so let's take a look at the budget for week 4. So this week, I was able to pay myself $600. My income is variable. It comes from multiple sources, but my main 2 sources are Etsy and YouTube. We had a negative rollover amount of $97. So altogether, we had $503 to work with last week. So we're skipping sinking funds. We did have loan number 2 come out, which was $142. So our subtotal was $142 and our total was $361. So 503 minus 142 is $361. Okay, coming over to food, altogether, it was $100. Nice. Gas was exactly $20 and spending was exactly $30. So that was $150, leaving us with $211. And we went ahead and stuffed that last week in the month ahead binder. So that means subtotal was $211 and that brought us down to 0. Okay, so we have one more week to work with this month. So let's go ahead and get that set up. This is going to cover the time period of May 28th through June 3rd. Okay, to start with, we're going to have one income from me, one payday. I'm going to make $600 this week. So we're going to have $600 to work with because we didn't have a negative rollover. We had 0, so we were good. Okay, we're still skipping sinking funds. So our fixed expenses, the only one we have to pay is loan number 2. We've already paid garbage and Alliant Energy. So this is the only one that we have left. And that's $142. So my subtotal is $142. Okay, so 600 minus 142. That left us with $458 to work with. So moving on to variable expenses. So this week we're going to have food, gas, and spending money. So for food, we normally like to budget $200, but I wanted to try to see what we could do with $150 because I know that going forward, we may have some lower weeks and I want to get used to spending less money on groceries. So I want to give it a try this week. So $150 is going to food. For gas, we're going to put $20 in the tank. And for spending, only Logan is going to get his spending, which is $10. David's 20 and my 20 are going to go towards building up our getting month ahead goal. So altogether, that's $180. So 458 minus 180, that's 278. So we are going to put all of that towards getting a month ahead, our goal of getting a month ahead. We're going to cash stuff that together right now. So our subtotal is 278 and our grand total is 0. That just means we have a place for our money. Every dollar has a place in our budget. Okay, let's go ahead and stuff those envelopes. So we should have, I think it's 288, the 278 plus Logan's 10, but let me make sure. We have 1, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 85, 86, 87, 88. Yep, perfect. If it seems like I'm a little bit rushed, it's because Logan is hanging out with some friends and I have to go pick him up when he calls. So I'm just like trying to get this done before he calls me. Okay, so let's start with Logan's spending money. He's going to get $10 to spend this week. And then that's it for our variable envelopes. So moving on to month ahead. So I've made a few changes since we were here last week. So Bill's goal was $628. We've already met that goal. Gas was $80. We've already met that goal. Food was $400 as our first goal, and then $800 as our second. How much do we have? 1, 2, 3, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 85, 86. 386. Okay, so we're almost at 400. We're going to come back to food in just a minute. Moving on to spending. So this is every week, David would get 20, I would get 20, and Logan would get 10. Well, this is one of the changes I made. I decided to start with 40 for Logan, and then we can go up from there. We can add more if we have more later for David and I. So let's do $40 for Logan. So now Logan is fully funded for next month. So the month of, what comes after May? June. June. Okay, here's another change I made. So I changed my sinking fund. So we're just going to say for Amazon, our annual Amazon membership, our annual Sam's Club membership, car maintenance, car registration, and then if we have extra money, we could put it towards Christmas and vacation. So let's do 78 for these. So 12 for Amazon, 10, 11, 12, 6 for Sam's. Car maintenance is going to get 40, and car registration is going to get 20. So if I did that right, that should be $78. Let me quickly organize this and count it. 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, 76, 77, 78. So we have those most important sinking funds already filled for next month. Okay, so for other, this is any expense that doesn't fit one of our other categories. My goal is $100, which comes to about $25 a week. So we're gonna do that today, and that one is also done. Okay, so we have some more money, so let's go back. So this is done. Okay, food, because Logan is done, sinking funds are done, other is done. So let's add all the rest we have to food. So how much are we adding to food? 20, 40, 60. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 20, 40, 60, 80, 4, 20, 30, 40, 45, 46. 446? Oh, nice. So we're above goal number 1. And because this is a 5-week month for us, we still have one more cash stuffing before we have to start the new month, which means we are going to be 1 month ahead officially. Because even if I had to stop here, we could work with this. It might be really hard, but we could do it. But we're gonna have even more to work with because of next week. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, you guys. So excited. Okay, so I am gonna do a Q&A section for this video. So if you'd like to see that, please stick around. But if you're logging off here, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and I will see you again next time. Bye, everyone. Okay, so this first question is from Jessica Welsh. Since you are not putting money towards sinking funds, what do you do at the time you have to pay the bill? It seems as though you would be short because you are not putting money in every week. Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen, and I don't have a really good solid plan at this time, except for that I'm hoping, and if I'm thinking positively, I'm hoping that I will be able to stuff them before they're due, or have some little bit of extra income the month that they're due so I can supplement it. But yeah, that is like kind of stressful, and I am looking forward to getting back on track with my sinking funds. Okay, so this next question is from Christine Wallace. Why don't you use placeholders in your month ahead fund so you don't have to have so much cash at home? Okay, so in case you don't know, I do have, so in my sinking funds binder, I use cash holders for $100 bills and $500 bills, but which means that that money is in my savings account, but it's earmarked for that sinking fund. So my thought was, when I started this whole month ahead process, my thought was that I would only have the cash here, like it would start little, like it's a small amount, and build up throughout the month. And then by the 3rd or 4th week, I would be immediately putting it back into the bank, so it's not going to be here for a long period of time. So unlike my sinking funds, which are here all year long and continue to build up and get bigger and bigger. So that was my thought. It's here for a shorter period of time, so I felt like it was okay to have that much cash on hand. But it also makes me a little nervous too, especially because it's to cover bills, and if something were to happen, then we couldn't, yeah, that would be terrible. Let's not even go there. Let's not even think about that. Okay, next is Victoria Rowland. I have learned so much from your videos. Thank you. I am also a former teacher. What is the difference between a month ahead, $1,000 cushion, and the emergency fund? I am working on debt and then emergency fund, but I don't want to try to do too many things at once. Thank you. Okay, so month ahead means that at the beginning of the month, on the 1st, I have enough money in my bank account to cover all of my bills for that month. That's the way I'm defining it for myself. So we already have that partially covered with David's paycheck because he's paid on the 1st and he covers most of our fixed expenses. So what we're doing is we're getting caught up with my side, which is the variable expenses and a couple fixed expenses. We're saving all of that up now so that on the 1st, when David's paycheck comes in, everything will be covered. That's the goal. It's actually, my paycheck will be like, is it the 1st or is it the 3rd? I think it's gonna be the 3rd, but you know, at the beginning of the month. So that's a month ahead. Okay, so the $1,000 cushion is something also that I just made up. So for me, what that means is in my checking account, I have an additional $1,000 that's just always sitting there. So if something happens, there's an extra cushion in that account of money that's available to cover expenses that come up that if we don't have money to cover those expenses for whatever reason. So that's a $1,000 cushion. And I actually had to use that for a few weeks, 2 weeks, I believe, to help us pay for food. And because of that, I want to rebuild it because it's been significantly reduced at this point. And then the emergency fund is, that's designated for big expenses like car repairs, house repairs, things like that. We currently have $1,000 in our emergency fund, but I want to increase that because I feel like these days, $1,000 isn't enough. I feel like any major car repair we have will probably be more than $1,000. Any major house repair we have will probably be more than $1,000. So I would like to get that up. I'm thinking around $4,000 would be a good amount. Okay, so this next question is from Zibling Creations. Are you interested in providing guidance to a new YouTuber on how to get started and charge a fee? Okay, so I'm always happy to help other people who are starting out. It's very exciting for me to help other people. I love to teach and I love to share my ideas, but I don't want to do it like as a business or charge a fee because that would just change the whole dynamic, and it'd be another business, really, essentially another side hustle, and I have enough on my plate as far as side hustles go. So I would prefer that if somebody had a question about starting a YouTube, like a specific question, that they just emailed me at jbleecher@gmail.com. It's also, my email is also in the description box of this video, and I can try to answer as quickly as possible. But for the most part, when I was starting out, I got all of my information from watching other YouTubers who do tutorials on this kind of thing. So whether you're starting a YouTube channel, starting an Etsy shop, there are so many YouTubers who make content specific to that, and that's where I got all of my information. And that's like, if you're just starting out, I would recommend just, searching for that in YouTube and looking for people who are going to teach you through their YouTube videos on how to do those things. That might be more effective than me just answering questions back and forth through Gmail. Okay, so this next question comes from Jennifer Baugh. You have mentioned in the last few videos when talking about getting a month ahead that you are first saving $400 for food. And that is because you know ahead of time that you need to only spend 100. So I think she means if you know ahead of time that you can only spend 100, sorry. Because if you know ahead of time that you need to only spend $100, you can plan for that and be successful at it. Why don't you plan for only spending $100 a week until you have your $1,000 bank account cushion built back up? Okay, great question. Sorry, I kind of stumbled over it. So I don't know if we'll be able to do $100 a week. I mean, I think it'd be extremely hard on us if we're like forced to have to do that. It's going to be very, very difficult. I'm really hoping that we don't have to do that. But if we do have to do that, I would much rather know at the beginning of the month that it's going to be a month where I'm only going to get to spend $400 on food versus not knowing week to week how much I'm going to have to spend on food. It's just going to help me with the planning process if I know ahead of time. So that's why that's why I'm switching to the month ahead. So I can, I feel like if I know at the beginning of the month, I'll have a better chance of being successful. Will I be able to do it? We'll have to see. I sure hope I can if I have to, but yeah, spending $400 a month on food is going to be extremely difficult. We used to do that. That used to be our budget, but a lot has changed. My boys are getting bigger. They're eating more. When we first got married 20 years ago, that was our budget. And it was great 20 years ago, but things have changed. So prices are more expensive. I think it would be more expensive just because 20 years have passed, but also too, there's just been some economic things recently causing prices to go up as well. So to answer your question, can I do $400 a month? Maybe, I don't know for sure. But if I have to, if I'm forced to, I would rather know at the beginning of the month than finding out week to week whether or not I'll be able to buy groceries and how much I'll be able to buy. So that's the whole idea there and my thought process there. Okay, so next is, oh, I hope I say your name right, Jaquie's Place. Have you started to utilize your extra freezer you purchased? Doing batch prep and being able to buy more in bulk will help you reduce and keep your food budget in line. So, buy more in bulk. Oh, so a little bit, like we got a whole bunch of ground beef, like I think maybe 6 months worth of ground beef that is in the freezer right now, but I haven't done like batch prepping, which is a great idea. I mean, that's like where you cook a bunch of meals at one time and then freeze some of them. I think that's a great idea. What else did we buy in bulk? Oh, we bought some pasta in bulk when it was on sale, but that didn't count for a freezer. The only freezer item I can picture right now is the ground beef that we got. But yeah, it is so nice having that extra freezer to store things when they're like at a better price. Okay, so this next question is from Linda Starr. Are you going to add the Happy Planner stickers to the monthly stickers? So yes, for sure. So the Happy Planner is coming out in a couple of days, the stickers, the July patterns, and there will be monthly and weekly kits for the big Happy Planner and the classic Happy Planner and the vertical layout for both, vertical layout for both of those. So yes, there will be a monthly kit for the Happy Planners. Okay, so this last one is from April Budgets. I thought this was so cute. So you know how I ask you guys to write question and then to write your question out so that I know that, like, to look for that when I'm going to film the video. The day I film the video, I go and I look for that. Well, she wrote compliment the way we would do question. So I think that means that she's okay with me reading it out loud to you guys. I thought that was such a cute way to write it. Compliment. I got my mystery sticker kit so fast I was shocked. I know you are more than happy to answer questions, but I wanted you to know that I look up to you. Aww. And I think you're doing amazing. Oh, thank you. That was so nice. Oh, you guys are the best. Okay, friends, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, will you please give it a thumbs up? And I'll see you guys again next time. Bye, everyone.
Yesterday there was sun.